Hello and welcome back to my channel. Oh my god. I'll definitely leave that in. Oh my god, it's so slippery. I'm outside in the snow and I'll walk a little bit and talk to you about a few things. See you in a minute, but it's way too slippery right here. I can't. I thought there was nobody watching me here, but there are two little fellas watching me. Can you see them? Wait a second. Let me zoom in. Hi! I'm so sorry I don't have any food for you guys. The snow covers it all. Bye bye. They're talking to horses that are inside the building. Okay, I need to focus. I wanted to talk to you about why my channel is slightly changing. I've always been looking for the one topic that I really want to talk about, and until now that was my private life mostly, and just my thoughts I had on a regular basis. But in the last years I noticed that I kind of appreciate my private sphere a little bit more, and that I want to focus more on specific topics rather than my personal life. You might have noticed already that I started to talk about my life in Berlin. I talk in English way more than I did before, and the reason for that is that I think my niche here on this channel could or will be about my experiences in different places. Those are the kind of videos that I really like to watch, and I would love to be that person for you as well. A person that passionately talks about a place, because I think that's something I was always really good at, just seeing the positive things wherever I go. I'm naturally a really optimistic person. I don't have to do much to see things in a positive way, but I thought that might be a really good benefit for this channel. My idea was to combine that personality trait of mine with some life goals. And one thing I really want to do in my life is live in different places all over the world. My current living destinations, I don't want to say travel destinations, I'll talk about that in a second, why there's a difference for me. But my current favorites are San Francisco. I traveled there once. I have a lot of vlogs about that in German, but if you're interested, you can definitely check those out. Vienna in Austria, and recently I got really interested in Seoul in South Korea. So in case you want to follow me for the next few years, you might see me living there and talking about the life in those places. Right now, obviously, the place I am talking about is Berlin, or just Germany in general. Okay, a little bit about why I think there's a difference between traveling and living in a place, and why I not only want to travel to different places but really live there. I think you experience the life and the culture and the language in such a different way. Australia for me personally was a really good example, because I lived in Brisbane for 6 months, yeah, and I also traveled to a few other cities, and some of them I only saw for a few days, and some other places I decided to stay at for 2 weeks, because I wanted to at least get a little bit more. Oh my god, I thought someone was following me, but I think the noise of my own steps scared me. Okay, wow, back to the topic. 2 weeks gave me a little bit more of the I actually live here feeling than only 1 or 2 days would have ever been able to give me. Plus, when you actively travel, you need to pack your stuff every other day to see as much of a country as you can, because most of the time you have limited time, limited money. And I have a few friends that did it exactly that way, and that's the way they wanted it to do, and it made them really happy, and that's great. But for me, it just stressed me out. I can't pack my things every other day. I want to arrive somewhere. I want to meet people. I want to connect with those people. I want to not only see the tourist attractions, but also maybe restaurants and places that you would only go to if you're a citizen there. I'm not only interested in seeing, how could you say that, the cover-up, the way a place might seem to be like. Berlin, for example. When I traveled there, it freaked me out. It really freaked me out. I already knew I would be moving there, and there was no way around that anymore. Like, everything was already planned, and I thought, oh, I will be so lost. But because I'm an optimistic person and I couldn't really find a positive thing about that at that moment, I just stopped thinking about it. Because then I went to Australia. And I thought, like, okay, moving to Berlin is still quite far away in the future at this point. Let's not worry about it yet, because worrying means you suffer twice. My favorite thing to say. It's not my quote, but I love it, because it's very, very true. So then I was in Australia, and Australia helped me so much in growing as a person and experiencing places differently. Brisbane taught me what it's like to live in a huge city, but in a very gentle way, because Brisbane is a big city, but it's very relaxed, laid back, and the people are super chill. Plus, I lived with a family that lived in Brisbane all the time, so they could introduce me to that life very easily, and it helped me a lot, much more than I noticed at that time. I can't get over how beautiful my surroundings are at the moment. It's just, it's incredible. I could literally cry seeing this. It's been so long since we had snow, and it's so beautiful. Look at this. What? Back to my little story time. Then I started traveling, and during that time period I noticed that it's so different to travel to a place or to actually live there, and that I really preferred living somewhere compared to just traveling there quickly and then leaving again. Oh my god. Quick story break again. It's like ad breaks on TV, but way more beautiful. So at some point I obviously had to leave Australia again and come back to Germany. And by that time I was actually excited again to move to Berlin. Still a bit scared, but way more excited than I was before leaving to live in Australia. Because Australia taught me that life in a really big city does not have to be stressful all the time. And I don't even want to start talking about all the opportunities it gives you. In case you were wondering why I chose Berlin in the first place, it's the things I heard about the city. In 2018 I was pretty sure I wanted to become an actress. So Berlin has great acting schools, acting universities basically, and I wanted to apply there. I was also interested in being a moderator or presenter. I always get confused with the English term for that job, but basically I just wanted to have a job in front of the camera, a job that has to do with talking and presenting yourself in some way. I was quite confident that that would be something I would enjoy doing. And the academy that I'm currently at has many different locations, and one of them is in Berlin. One is also in my hometown, but I didn't want to stay in my hometown. I definitely wanted to go somewhere else. So I went to Berlin, and I thought, okay, while I'm studying that, I could apply to the acting schools, because I knew that it's really hard to get into those acting schools and that they might not take me after the first try. So I thought, while I live there, it's way easier to apply over and over again, and it might offer me opportunities that I would not have in my hometown. And that was actually the case. I went to Berlin Fashion Week, I worked in a PR agency, and I also got to be part of a movie project, and I wouldn't have been able to be a part of it if it wasn't for me moving to Berlin, because those kind of things happen in Berlin. Yeah, and I kind of heard about those opportunities. I mean, it's not a big secret, so that's why I wanted to go to Berlin, to just be a part of as many cool things as I could. But at that point I didn't really think about the fact that life is obviously not only about those projects, but there are many other things in your daily life that aren't as exciting. So the first few months in Berlin were definitely not easy, but after the first few months passed, the situation changed, the feeling changed, and that's the point I wanted to get to. Sorry for this being all over the place and so long, but at some point I started feeling like I was actually part of Berlin somehow. Essentially, it feels like home. And at that point, when a place starts to feel like home, you can say so much more about it than you could ever say after visiting it for a few days only. And combining that with my more optimistic outlook on life and places in general, I thought it could really benefit this channel and you guys out there, hopefully. I want to show you the places I love. I want to tell you about my life in Berlin. I want to tell you what it's like. And obviously I don't only want to talk about the positive things. I'm always going to be, and I always have been, very honest with you, because obviously not everything about Berlin is great all the time, and I'm also not a positive person all the time. Like, I have bad days too, surprise. But I really think it's what you make of it. I want part of that to be me being your tourist guide, and whether that's in Berlin or in Germany in general, or in other places that I might live at in the future, I really enjoy doing it so much. And I love watching other people do the same thing, talking about other places. I get so much inspiration from it. I think it's always so interesting to hear about other cultures, other places, what life is like there. You can just like dream away, and then maybe you get the inspiration to travel there, because I don't want to be all negative about traveling. Traveling is great. I obviously can't live at every single place in this world, and I don't want to do that. There are a few places that I really want to live at, and I want to experience those in a different way. But some places might be just great travel locations. And to be honest with you, I don't really know yet how I will pay for all of that. But what I do know is that I really want to do it, and I feel like passion makes so many things possible. And if I have to save lots of money and work a lot before I can do it, I'm fine with that. One other thing I noticed is that I never really appreciated Germany for the beauty it holds in a few places. For that, you need to know that we are not very patriotic in Germany because of the history, the past, which is partly really horrible, and we really don't want to forget about that, which kind of keeps us holding back on feeling proud about our country. That's not really something we have in Germany, but I'm fine with that because I kind of agree with that mentality. I always find it a little bit weird when countries are very patriotic, but I don't want to be judgy. That's just cultural differences, and that's fine. But because of that mentality here in Germany, I couldn't really see what Germany has to offer, and it was only after traveling to Australia and New Zealand that I realized that we actually have great nature in Germany that sometimes can compare with the nature in New Zealand or Australia, which is still such a weird thought to me. And I can't believe that I didn't know about so many places here in Germany that are just basically a 2-hour train ride away. I always wanted to travel far away, and I didn't realize that some places are really close to home. I really do believe that every country, every place in this world has something really beautiful to offer, including Germany, because people actually do travel here. This summer I traveled to Bavaria and we visited the castle Neuschwanstein, and there were so many incredibly beautiful lakes and sceneries. One of my closest friends went to Bavaria with me, and she also traveled to New Zealand, and we both said, wow, this could literally be a place in New Zealand. And we compared pictures we took in New Zealand, and we were like, how is it possible that we didn't know this place existed in Germany? How did we spend 20 years of our lives not knowing that we have beautiful places right around the corner and always being a bit negative about life in Germany? And when I realized that, it changed my mindset. I wanted to see Germany more as a person that travels here because they think Germany is an interesting country. And I wanted to feel the same way. And that's what I'm still trying to do. I want to see the beauty of Germany. I want to see the interesting parts. And I want to take you along with me, because right now I live in Germany and I live in Berlin, and there are so many interesting and cool things to explore and to talk about, to share with you guys. And even if you're not interested in traveling to Germany, it might inspire you to check out the places that are right around your corner. We don't always have the money and time to go places all over the world. So why not start with places that are close to us? I would love to know where you are from, and if there's one place around where you live that... Oh my god, the horse is going wild. Hi! Oh! You were coming to say hi! Hi! And I would love to know, did you always appreciate your hometown, home country, the place you live at, or just the places that are close to you? It might not be your hometown, maybe some of you live in places where there's really not much to do, but sometimes you can, for example, take a train and go somewhere in, I don't know, maybe 1 hour, and then there are beautiful places to visit, to see. And if you can't think of anything right now, maybe this is your sign to go on Ecosia, not Google, and look up interesting places around you. But this channel is obviously also supposed to be a little tour guide. I would love to answer all your questions about Germany, about life in Germany, about life in Berlin specifically. But if you have any other questions about other cities, when the pandemic is over, I'm definitely planning to visit a few more cities in Germany. Plus, I have friends all over Germany that might want to take part in videos and talk about other cities. So if you're curious about specific places, definitely let me know. I'll see what I can do. Germany isn't that big, so it's actually possible to travel to other cities and show you around there as well. And if at one point I decide to go to another country, I want to do the same kind of videos from that place. If it's Vienna, San Francisco, Seoul, or maybe any other place. To be honest with you, my plans and ideas and wishes for the future change daily. I want to make these kind of exploring the culture and the life in a specific place as well. Right now it's Germany, in 2 years it might be San Francisco, but I really hope you take inspiration from it wherever I am filming from. And I'm always open to include your wishes and ideas into my videos. So this was a little background story about why my channel is changing and about my motivation and the things I want to do here in the future. Plus, one thing I didn't mention, I speak English now because I just want the videos to be more accessible for people all over the world, and English is just the language that most people know. And another life goal of mine is to learn many languages, and I am obviously able to speak English, but my English is not perfect, especially the pronunciation, and sometimes I'm at loss for words, or just like I use weird grammar, I say it in a German way, things like that. I know you're able to understand me, but I just want to improve my skills even more, and most importantly, don't lose the skills that I already have. So talking on this channel really helps me. I'm not saying I'm not speaking German ever again. I will probably at some point if it fits the type of content I do, but for now my videos will be in English. For everybody that has been on this channel with me for quite a long time, thank you so much for being here and sticking with me, although it's sometimes all over the place. I hope that you also appreciate this new channel concept. With that being said, I hope to see you in the next video, and yeah, this feels weird to end the video now, but yeah, see you then, I guess. I hope you come back.